Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to High Media TV. I am your host, Evan from High Media TV, and today I want to talk about the Everdark Sovereign Noster. So this is the new Everdark Sovereign. I'm driving home from work, and this is a fight that I'm fine with. I have no issues with. I don't want to say no issues, right? Because it is ostensibly a gang fight, and gang fights have always kind of been kind of shitty and not feel great to deal with. But aside from that fact, let me not look at this through some rose tinted glasses to a degree. And that's primarily because, if we're being honest, I think I've just gotten better at playing Elden Ring Night Rain, and I have gotten more used to the speed of it. And when I was first going through all of the Night Lords, Noster and them I had issues with. Not anymore. Or at least maybe, not as much. So, what is the boss fight like? Well, the lead up to it is all well and good as a normal. We had a crater run, shifting earth event, so I was at least able to get the blue staff that I had up to legendary, which was not terrible. And I ended up using that for most of the fight. That and the bell. Yeah, I have a relic that gives me the Wraith Calling Bell from the beginning. But once we get to the boss, it starts in phase 2. So the Field of Green, Noster the Moth and Noster the Scorpion are both on top of, are combined as one, and they're running around and stuff. And then you beat them. Honestly, it feels like they go down relatively quickly compared to their base form in their first phase, and that might be deliberate just because going through their entire health bar like normal is not a tall ask, but it's still a pain in the ass. And when it essentially what ends up happening is that they die, their corpses don't disappear, and they basically pull the headless ape thing where you wait around and they kind of trick you into thinking it's over, but not to the same degree, which is cool. We like that. And then what rises is, Anima, the something or another, just a red 3-winged butterfly, and this mob resurrects Noster and Noster, both as forms, and they also have their own names. And so it is a 3-way gang fight. So here's the thing about Anima, the red butterfly. It does 2 things. One, it heals and reses the Scorpion and the Moth when they go down, which is already annoying. And it also, when they do go down, it will possess them. So while they're possessed and you're attacking the possessed half of Noster, you will deal damage to both Anima and to Noster. And Anima will routinely position themselves out of the line of sight and deliberately make sure to try and avoid getting hit. And so most of your damage to Anima is going to be done while it's possessing the different halves of Noster. The problem with this is they turn red and they have enhanced abilities. In the case of the Scorpion, his ground smash has its initial explosion, and then it has a follow-up delay explosion about a second to half second, kind of a half second later. So that's fun. That's a fun time to have. Sorry, there's a deer, and I was a little worried about hitting it. The Moth, by contrast, has not only fires more projectiles on its targeted like wisp attack, when it does like the call down from the sky, it is completely erratic. It is significantly harder to time the dodges. You have to be spamming that motherfucker to avoid it. It doesn't happen in a line, it happens all in one area. So it's kind of like a toss-up on whether or not you can dodge the motherfucker. It kind of sucks ass, if I'm being perfectly honest. This boss fight is less of a fight and more of a marathon. You are very, very, very much going to have to take it easy, keep it like I cleared it my first shot with a rock star team. And just to be clear, I probably was doing 100% extra damage on top, like, because of the passives I had. I was playing Recluse, which, I'm a Recluse main. And that Recluse had, like, 3 purple things that had 11% sorceries increased, damage increased 11%. Charged sorcery, like, I had 2 purple ones that said charged sorceries increased by 18%. I had the magic scorpion charm, and like one of my relics also has magic attack power up, so it does go kind of crazy, and I had a raider that was on his shit. Same with an Iron Eye. They were very much on their shit, and I had a great team, and we still got down repeatedly, which was fine. The amount of aggro I got was insane, especially since I had a Lustat staff, and Stars of Ruin is quite the aggressive spell, to say the least. All in all, I will say that this fight was not bad. Generally happy with it, to a degree. I'm literally going home right now, and I'm going to hop back on Night Rain and do it again. Yippee. So, the Everdark Sovereign Sentient Pest fight was awesome. Loved it lots. Can't really, outside of, like, the resurrection gimmick and, it turning a 2-way gank fight into a 3-way gank fight, not bad. I was surprised. It was certainly the quickest down that I had. Everdark Sovereign, Dark Drift Knight took me, 2 tries to get it down. Gaping Jaw was a pain in the ass. But yeah, this one wasn't bad. I think it might just be I got better at Night Rain. I think that's by and large the reason it's, it went as well as it did. Is there anything else about the fight I wanted to notice? Similar to the rest of the Everdark Sovereign fights, weaknesses don't really, like, they help. Like, hitting these 2 with fire will absolutely help, but these motherfuckers, do what's it called? These motherfuckers are 50% resistant to magic. I'm a Recluse. Motherfucker. Sorry about that. These motherfuckers. Sorry, I had to pull in another driveway. These motherfuckers are resistant to magic. Like, very resistant to magic. Like 50%. And I went a full sorceries build the entire time. So, not bad. Can't really say any, like, it's just like when it comes to these Everdark Sovereigns, it's very much a case of hit them until they die. And he died. So, credit where credit's due. Alright. That's my review of the Sentient Pest Everdark Sovereign. Hope you all enjoyed. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to talk to me outside of this video, outside of live streams, or just join the community and
be a part of it, you can do so at himedia.gg/discord. Discord links there. We'd love to have you. And given the financial situation of the economy right now, I know this is a tall ask, but if you have the scratch to spare, please consider donating and becoming a supporter at himedia.gg/tip. All of our perks are serviced through our Discord channel, including early access videos, exclusive videos, and more. Your generosity is a blessing, and $1 a month is a boon to my mental health. Thank you so very much for watching. I appreciate you, and have a great day.